Hello everybody, welcome back to another map first impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Tazwell County, Illinois. This map can be found over at the farmingsimulator.com website in the beta section. This map is for PC and Mac only. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of the description. It says this map was built to replicate central Tazwell County as realistically as possible. Tremont Co-op only accepts corn, soybeans, and wheat, as does your home farm silo system. Drive safely. Traffic moves fast on these county roads. And this map is fully seasons prepared and does have a custom geo already included within it, so you do not need to select any additional geos. And I would actually recommend not selecting any other geos because of the limitation on your sell point only accepting corn, soybeans, and wheat. If you do any other geo and you plant canola, for example, you're going to be stuck with it. You can't use it unless you, I guess, feed it to the pigs. Let's go ahead and jump on in. And we're going to leave seasons checked because I want to show you off the geo. We're going to unpick these two because we're going to use the included pickup truck to drive around in on this map, simply because our Jeep is too slow. It would take probably twice as long to drive around the map with the Jeep. Let's go ahead and pull up our log. You'll see that the map loads up error-free. We do have a fabric script for a pig food star, fermenting silos, and it's a pig food station. That's a mixing station for cow food. There you go. You can see we have a ton of equipment on the map. Let's go ahead and scroll up a little bit and see if we can't see some of the rest of those messages that popped up. Basically, it's just talking about some season stuff. And let's go ahead and jump on in. It's fine and dandy. So the first thing you'll notice when you jump in here into the map is a graphic on the side of your building. This is basically a representation of the PDA with the roads kind of blowed up a little unrealistically, just to show you where the main roads are on the map. And you see 5 right here. This is our home farm. Let's look at pig food. Can be bought in bulk here at the pig food bulk area, number 1. Number 2 up here, Queens Road, is where you can buy bulk seed. 3 right here is where you can buy bulk fertilizer. 4 is where you can buy bulk corn, soybeans, and wheat. Right, so you can buy corn, soybeans, and wheat here. Interesting. 5 or 4, you can also sell corn, soybeans, and wheat there. And we'll show you that here in a little bit. 6 is the dairy for your selling milk. 7 is the vehicle shop. And 8 is the animal stockyard. So we're going to kind of reference all of that stuff and try to hit all of those major spots in the map tour. So let's go ahead and look at the PDA itself. So there you go. And you can see that we have a bevy of soybeans and corn. Because the only things we can grow, we might as well uncheck these because you're not going to have any, is wheat, soybeans, and corn. There really isn't much wheat in the map. I think it's more of a kind of maybe an error. You have any wheat at this point. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what fields we own. And I want to apologize. I've got kind of a nasty cough going on. And from time to time, I will try to mute the mic before I go into a coughing fit. So if the mic gets muted all of a sudden and there's a period of fairly long silence, it's probably because I'm having a coughing fit at that moment. Anyway, we own fields 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be this little strip here, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Now you'll see on this map we've got a whole bunch of fields that have and a whole bunch of white lines. So the way this works is, since this is a realistic as possible map, if you basically go to Tazwell County and look at the Google Earth image, you're going to see this basic representation through Google Earth in real life. So a lot of these waterways and grassways and whatever you want to call them exist in real life. So what the white lines are to represent are the field boundaries within the game. So, for example, field 15 is this whole white square here. Field 25, which is rather weird shape, is this whole square here, down there. So 27 is 28 is pretty obvious. 26 is pretty obvious. 23 is extremely weirdly shaped, in that it follows this line here. Now, the map boundary is this yellowish green line. It is kind of an invisible map boundary, and that if you're driving down the road and you approach the map boundary and you don't realize you're approaching the map boundary, you're going to smack right into it and come to a stop. And that is so that basically you have quite, distant sight lines. Even though you're up against the map boundary, you're seeing quite a fair distance off. And the map author has gone to the detail of actually building out a town here, way off in the distance. You can't get to it, but you do see it. There's other structures. This is a major power distribution depot. It's quite interesting to look at when we drive by. Down here is our co-op. This is where we sell. We have 3 dump stations, 1 for each particular crop. So let's go ahead and, while we're at it, look at things. So here is our prices screen. As you can see, there's only 3 co-op pits listed. One that takes wheat, one that takes soybeans, and one that takes corn. There's no other crops going on here. You're not selling bulk hay, straw, or grass. There is no BGA. Making silage bales is only useful for your cows. Speaking of cows, we'll get to that in a minute, but let's take a look at our equipment. So we've got a fairly large list of equipment. Some of it does have a bit of operating hours on it, so we may benefit from ditching that stuff fairly soon and replacing it. Nothing is in the leased column, and we really don't need to take out a loan, simply because we already have animals. But I'll take out a little bit so we can buy up a few just for the heck of it. And we start with cows and pigs on this map. There is no sheep. Not going to be making a bunch of wool here. So you start with 25 cows and 50 pigs, and you start with a whole lot of stuff in the feed troughs. So the pigs are already full up, and the cows could use some power food, and that's about it. All right. And we have a silo capacity of 1,322,500 liters. So you can tell that the mod author has gone and tried to calculate out some realistic capacities to the silo. Let's take a look at our starting equipment. We start with 2 tractors, the Case 1455 and the Magnum. Engine horsepower from 145 to 409, quite the jump there. We've got front loader arms and a bale spike. We've got a skid steer and bucket and manure fork. Come with a Blizzard barrel core semi with a 1660 harvester with a little old, just like a 4-row corn header and a little old grain header. Got ourselves a small tipper and the semi tipper. Nice Vanderstand cultivator and seeder. Again, we're only seeding, we only seed soybeans and corn and wheat. Now, we don't have a wheat planter, but that is mostly because in this general area, the map author says the main 2 crops are grown are soybeans and corn. You can, with a little bit of wheat, just so you can have your straw for your cows. Got a fertilizer sprayer, manure spreader, a slurry spreader. We have a weeder. We don't usually get a weeder with our starting equipment. This spine, we got a tedder, windrower, forage wagon, a bale wagon, square baler, an overloader, a pickup truck, water tank, a straw blower, and a power washer. We don't need to buy anything because we're just going to use the pickup truck. So here is our vehicle shed, and I really like how this is set up. I mean, this stuff is packed in pretty darn tight. This is what you kind of see at a regular farm, especially in like the fall, or not the fall, but in winter when everything's kind of packed away. It's kind of just stuffed in the corners and everywhere. See, to get the baler out, you're gonna have to take a whole bunch of stuff out of here just to get the baler. Same with the combine. It's kind of way on in here. I have to take the combine with the corn header out. Look at that baby corn header. Harvesting a field forever to get to the grain header. And I like how it's set up here, where we've got the tractor here, the big tractor, hooked up to our sprayer, and it's kind of positioned as if, you know, we started to pull it out, and we started maybe to prep it with liquid fertilizer. Have triggers on them. They do not have triggers. They are just decorative. They have triggers. It's not far to see them. Looks like they do have triggers. I'm just not far enough out to see. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Yep, I'm able to fill. So it's like this has been pulled out and is in mid-fill, and then we got distracted and went off to do something else. Another cool setup with when you just start the map is you've got this whole scene set up here. You got your pickup truck, you got your bale trailer, you got bales of, I guess this is hay. I have to say, sometimes I have a hard time telling hay and straw apart, but that's just due to my visualness. Let's see here, this is hay. So we've already got a bale trailer loaded up with hay bales, and we've got the 1455 already loaded up with our bale spikes in our arms, with a bale already on it. This is exactly how the map comes up when you open it to start. I didn't come in here. I didn't stage anything. So over here we have some more hay just sitting over here, and I think this is straw just sitting over here, all ready to go. So you already start out with some nice stuff. I like how these bales are kind of skewed and cattywampus. Well, need to hit that. So here we have our pig food star. This is for mixing pig food. Since we can only grow soybeans and wheat and corn, it would be a little difficult to feed our pigs where we don't have any root crops. So we can do corn for base, we can do wheat for grain, we could do soybeans for protein, but we can't plant sugar beets or potatoes. So the only way to get maximum output out of our animals is to use a feed mixer here, which kind of cheats a little bit. So you'll see from the pig mixer, it takes corn, soybeans, and water. So, love how this guy has this stuff labeled. Come on, get this off. So, corn is dumped here, and we've got a nice corn texture underneath. Water hooks up to there. Got our fill indicators. And soybeans dump over here. And we don't really have a soybean. It looks like we should have a little bit of a soybean texture there. Maybe it comes up as we dump in. There you can see the pig mixer takes corn, soybeans, and water, and we get pig food. And here's where the pipe comes out for our pig food. Okay. Wrong button. So here is a loading ramp. This is where you come to buy your pigs. I'm going to buy a few just to show you that it works. And here is where we have our feed trough for our pigs. We have our slurry and our manure back there. It's possibly for our cows. I'm not sure which. Now we do have a little bit of a issue here where we have some frozen pigs up front. I'm sure that'll get resolved in an update. This is where you bring your straw. Sorry about that. Here. Gate. And through here. Oh, hold on. That. Show you this for the water. You see the pig there is kind of lapping, if you will, at that basin. This is where the water is. You see the pipes? You need to come around here, and this is where you're going to fill up the water. You're basically putting water in this tank here. See the water comes out of the gutters into there, and then the water, I guess there's a pump in here that pumps it up through this pipe and into these little basins. Now, there is an issue right now with this area of the map. There's a hidden collision right there. See the rectangle. So that is probably because it looks awful conveniently shaped like a door. There you go. So I'm sure that is supposed to be a collision for one of these doors that doesn't move, that is improperly placed. You walk up here, you're going to smack into an invisible wall. So I'm sure that will get corrected with a future update. Nothing super game-breaking. Over here we have a pig food storage silo. We also have 15,000 liters of pig food already given to us at the start. So this is where we get our pig food out. And this is where we're going to dump our pig food in once we get done making it. We got diesel tanks here, and everything is wonderfully labeled on the map. Got fuel. This is our silo out here at this auger. And we've got a nice dump station around here. This is where we're going to dump our grains in. And again, we can only store corn, soybeans, and wheat. Got a scale over here with our semi parked on it. And we've got 2 fermentation silos to make silage out of chaff and grass. We also already have 10,000 liters of silage. Oh, that's a truck. It's complete dumb today. We got 50,000 liters of silage in that silo and 50,000 liters of silage in that silo. Over here we have our forage making machine. We have straw, silage, and hay, and we'll get forage out of here for our TMR out here for our cows. Here is the water for the cows. And you've got your feed trough here and straw trigger there. Here is our skid steer. Now that is the only risk about having your straw blower. It's the big risk right now with having all this stuff staged from the start of the map is if you load up seasons and you have random weather, you could load up and have rain right away. This stuff's going to get wet right away. Thus, you're going to lose some capacity on your bale. Let's speed this up and watch it happen. Whoa, look at that. We're now at 3,929. Lose a little more, maybe. This keeps going for a little bit. I want to speed up time anyway because I want the sun to come out so that we can tour the map with the sun. So while we're waiting on that, let's pull up the seasons menu and just show you the custom geo that we got built into the map. So here you can go. We can only plant wheat, soybeans, and corn, oilseed radish, poplar, grass. Now, there's no planting season for poplar. It's just a harvest season. Not really planting poplar. You can plant grass because obviously you need grass to make hay for your cows. And the cows will need to be fed grass on a regular basis. You can plant oilseed radish as a fertilizing stage. And you can plant corn, soybeans, and wheat. It is possible to cycle your fields, double crop your fields. So you could plant wheat early, harvest wheat in this stage of the summer, and possibly put soybeans down in order to get wheat and soybeans out of the same field. And obviously we don't have pricing. That's not going to change. I just wanted to show you the custom geo that was built into the map. As you saw when we selected You can see we're down to 3,700 liters on this hay already. As you saw when we selected to load up the map, we did not have anything other than the seasons geo selected. So let's go ahead and, well, you know what? We never looked at the cow area. Just kind of skipped over that. Let's run around here to find the cow area. So here's the cow area, right? Gotta kind of find where the where we deliver our cows at. Here's your milk. This is where you're going to get your milk from. Let's go ahead and open up our gate. And here's where we're going to buy our cows. So let's go ahead and just buy up a few just for the heck of it. And there you go. You really can't tell if we got new cows or not, but at least you saw where the trigger was. Alright, well, we're not going to wait for the rain. And we might as well just go ahead and get going with things. So we'll just go ahead and kind of drive around our vehicle shed here. I guess we could advance to a more colorful looking season. Get the exact command, so I'm just going to tab through a bunch here. Set visual season to spring. Of course, spring doesn't exist. But what are my options then? Summer. There we go. Alright, we'll just go with summer. Let's see if autumn works now. There we go. We'll just run around in autumn. After all, it looks pretty. So, I will also include a link in the description to the map author's YouTube channel. He did a quick, like, 2.5 minute map tour. It's kind of useful. It's the highlights very, very briefly. There's our water trough for our cows out in the middle of the grass meadow. So around this map, you're going to have a whole lot of just I'm just going to call them non-playing farms, non-player farms. Here we've got just a nice house and a big vehicle shed. So we're coming up here to a little town. If we pull up the little mini map, you're going to see right beside us is the map boundary. Yet we can look over here and clearly look off in the distance and see roads, fields, grass, trees, all kind of. Oh man, all right. So we'll just have a nice evening sunset to look at the map as we drive around. I didn't realize we had the time going. We've got a nice shed there on this non-player farm. So we're coming up here to an intersection. If we go straight, we're going to smack right into the boundary wall. Might as well do it, right? Smack. Can't go any further. But obviously the road does. You can see the town off in the distance. Let's go this way. Cool little signs here. Signs. Weight limit 4 tons per axle. Speed limit 45. We've got a nice church there with a big old parking lot off to the side. Now, one thing to pay attention to is not to take out people's mailboxes. But we've got huge drainage ditches along the field, or along the roads here. You don't want to be getting down into those and getting stuck. Something else to note is we've got a pretty big lip here where the road is. So if you have a problem staying on the road, you may find yourself jumping all over. Something we don't see on maps too often are grave sites. So here we've got a small country farm with, everybody forgive me for driving into the cemetery. We've got a cemetery here with various tombstones. You know, we see it on maps, but we don't see it near as often as we see churches. We seem to see churches quite a bit, but not the other aspect of churches. So over here, this is one of our bulk areas. This is where we can buy bulk seed at Beck's Hybrids. These silos here let you get bulk seed. And in the shed here, I like these pallets. I don't think these are real pallets. These are just decorative. But they've got a whole, you know, these kind of blowed up the in-game seed pallet, giving a little bit different texture. Beck's Hybrids, like that. Now, if you play this map without seasons, you could potentially plant something other than. We do have a map. Look, we just ran into the map boundary. Like I said, you got to be careful when you're up in here because there is a map boundary that's invisible. So if you do play with this map without seasons, it is possible to plant, let's say, barley. And if you plant barley, well, you can use the straw for your cows, but you're not going to be able to use the grain for anything. So be very careful what you plant if you do play this map without seasons. Ideally, if you play this map with seasons, you'll hopefully remember a little bit better what you can plant simply by referencing the geo. Let's go ahead and kind of look off to the side and look at some of these map boundaries, or just general images. So that is a dead-end road. We're not going to go down that road. See the traffic up here. This is going to be a road that we're going to take. Yeah, we're cruising at 70 mile an hour on this. I think the Jeep, the best it can go is like 40. Go ahead and go down this road, and our bulk pig food should be down here on the right at some point. But we way across the map. Beautiful sight lines, beautiful imagery. So here is the bulk feed, pig feed area. Again, you got to watch these ditches and drainage areas. So we have Blair's Farm and Fleet. This is where we're going to come to buy our bulk pig feed. Go in here, and here is your silos where you're going to get your bulk pig feed to purchase. You see over here we've got several pig food mixers set up here. They're just decorative. Can't use these, but kind of goes into where all the pig food comes from. Being made right here at the factory. Right. Now what we need to do is we need to go back up and get back on the road and go back up to the other road so we can get to the shop and the animal dealer. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas yesterday. I think this map is going to come out, or this video is going to be released the day after Christmas. I'm recording this a week earlier, but I think that's where it's going to fall in the release schedule. It's definitely going to fall Christmas week. It might come out Thursday as opposed to Tuesday. Not really sure which video, because I've got a couple videos, maps already made up. Just not sure which ones I will schedule then. But either rate, even if it comes out Thursday, wish everybody had a Merry Christmas, and don't do anything that that could cause your Happy New Year to be not so happy. So here we have Tremont Oil Company. This is your vehicle dealer. Go ahead and pull on in here to the vehicle shop. So if we buy something, let's go ahead and buy up something here. Let's buy the lizard thingamabob. Okay, so there you go. That's where your stuff's going to warp in. And if we reset, let's go ahead and reset something we own. Let's reset this little tipper. We hit reset. Let me show you where the reset point is since we didn't buy anything. Reset point is, I thought we reset the tipper, but instead we resetted the water tank, is up here at the shop. So if you do need to reset, it's going to be up here at the shop. So here we have our shop. Nice sorry about that. We got a nice static decoration in here. We got an old John Deere harvester sitting in here to be worked on. Here we got one of the mechanics has brought their car in here to do a little work, oil change or a tire rotation or something. I have to say, I always enjoy looking at the color people select for their trucks and other vehicles that you can color select when starting a map. Because I can tell you, I would have never picked this color for this truck. It doesn't look bad. I also probably wouldn't have picked the tires, wheels. Mostly because I can't remember which wheel is which. And I really wish in the selecting menu, if you're specking out this and you pick, if you pick that, there's 9 designs. Well, I wish this would change and show you which one you got. Rather than buying 9 different trucks to figure out which rim you want and all these different color options, you almost have to buy like 20 different trucks to figure out which one you all really like. So I do wish there was some type of a preview. So you can see here at the animal store, there is a little issue where a couple of these signs are blank. The textures are probably misaligned or something, or just misreferenced. But we have a custom truck entrance, so we come around here. And when you come around here with your big truck, you need to be real careful because you can either lose it in the water or you can lose it off the side here. And this is not really the smoothest road either. Come through here, go over your scales. So your scales are really, I guess, engineered for you to be leaving. And around here, there are 2 animal triggers. Go here. This is to buy your pigs. There you go. Of course, you saw the pig price is a little different than normal base game, and that is simply because there's your cows. Back out of here. That's kind of loud. That's because animal prices change with seasons. Let's go ahead and speed up and just get some daylight going here. It's getting a little dark. We'll do the rest of the map tour in daylight. So these trucks must exit the back. Just exit through here, and this is because this entrance is pretty darn narrow. See, trying to bring a big truck in here with a animal trailer is going to be near impossible. Alright, just gonna park off here the road. Nighttime, we got a nice little night sky here going on. Just waiting to be able to skip night. I can skip night now. Just gonna go ahead and skip night for you. We're gonna go to dawn. Sun will be up. Alright, there we go. Now we have some sunlight. Let's get going. We're going to go back here and get back to that road so we can go south and try to get to our dairy. Alright, so right here between fields 20 and 22 is that road we want to take. And this road will take us down to past the bulk pig feed. Go ahead and minimize that and just take a look at the surroundings here. Got another small church. Got these huge power lines. Ultimately, they lead back to that power distribution center. Or bulk pig food. It's going to be quiet as we kind of look through here and watch things. There's another one of those non-player farms with a couple storage buildings. Alright, so here we're coming up to our dairy. And if we come on in here to Prairie Farms. Narrow entrance here. Then we make our way around the back. So something else to be cautioned about, and I'm sure this will get fixed in a future update, is you see this this is a collision for a trash bag. The actual trash bag itself is somewhere else. And if we go in here, and this was quite funny, I watched Old Guy Farmer do a map video on this map earlier. Back up here, and let's just nudge this thing just a wee little hair. Alright, there you go. There you see our trash can, or our trash bag. So the collision and the actual trash bag have been separated ever so a little bit, and if you don't know that's there and you run into it like Old Guy Farmer did, he was having a good old time with the trash bag that was flying all over the place. So anyway, here is the milk trigger. This is where you're going to unload your milk. We're going to go ahead and kind of go over here and make our way down. Now this little field here, is part of field 30. This is part of field 30. That field across this giant ditch is part of field 30, as is a whole bunch of other stuff. So it's kind of an odd thing. You can easily put different crops in different sections of this field, but in order to plant in any of those little sections, you're going to have to own all of them. Another thing, it would be nice if you know, stuff like this, if the bridge was raised a little bit so there wasn't such a giant, you know, bump here. Now obviously the plan would be to come through here slow and gentle with your truck or your tractor or anything, but still, some pretty big bumps. Alright, pull up the big map. So directly to our this side, it's field 27. 27 is split. '27 keeps going. We went past this little farm. Go ahead and go this way. Still looking at field 27 here. Field 27 extends past on both sides of this grass drainage area. So we are still in 27 off to our left. 42 is off to our right, pretty much as far as we can see, right up to this grass area. And now this is 43 on our right. what we need to do in order to get to our grain sell point is we need to go up and over the divided highway. Now, it would be nice if the divided highway was actually lined properly, as opposed to just having two double solid lines in the middle. It's okay. It's not super bad. Just an aesthetic visual preference. So up here we have bulk fertilizer. Here we can buy fertilizer in bulk, both liquid and solid. We have liquid fertilizer bulk there, and solid fertilizer bulk right here at these silos. Let's go down this road and get to our sell point slash buy point for crops. So as we're coming up here, see, this is where we enter the area. Oops. And we'll come up here and we'll have a little sign. Basically says pit 1, 2, and 3 is wheat, soybeans, and corn. It says drivers, check your weight tickets. Come through here, drive around this area, and if you wanted to sell wheat, you would come through here. If you want to buy any crops, come through here, and you would put your tipper under here and you'd buy wheat, buy soybeans, or you'd buy corn. Okay. There's pit 2 to sell your soybeans. Alright, and what I liked in here is if you look inside, the little corn sign, as if during the corn harvest, there's so much corn harvested in the area that they switch all the pits around to accept corn. It's pit 3 around back. Around back here, there's giant grain bins all over the place. Keep on following the road around. Here's pit 3 for corn. Here you go. Then you come back around. Obviously you'll weigh again once you've bought or sold. Get your empty weight, get your tickets, and you come back out of here and motor your way back to the farm. Okay? So head on over here, and the next thing we want to check out is actually, I am cheating. I'm looking at a screenshot on the Farming Simulator mod page that has a screenshot of the big map. That way I can kind of remember where things are. Because you'll see on the PDA, there isn't a lot marked on the PDA. So we've seen the pig food, we've seen the seed, we've seen the fertilizer, we've seen where we can buy grains. Seen where we can sell things, the farm, dairy, the store, and the stockyard. I think we've pretty much seen what there is to see other than just looking at the rather awesome scenery and scenic views of the map. So field 42 is everything that you see right there. That is all field 42. This is all field 27. Again. Let's go up here and find a... let's pass it. Let's go back here and see what the field prices is for 27. Is 32.5 hectares, basically $789,000. Look at go ahead and look at 42. Figure out how we can get there without having to drive through. So I guess we can get here through this non-player farm. 530. It. Sign. There it is. Oh, there's a dirt road right there. Duh. Alright. 42 is 35.6 hectares, $685,000. We're going to go ahead and take this down here to the southern map boundary just for the heck of it, because I want to show you how the way it's set up, the map just looks like it just goes on and on and on, and then all of a sudden you just run into the wall. Okay, so we're about to run into a wall. Schmack. So everything past there is not usable, but darned if it doesn't look like it's completely. Back up here on the road. Of course, the road just keeps going. Gonna do that to get back up. So I wanted to get back over here and make our way over here to the power distribution, because I think that's really cool. Cool part of the map that is outside the boundary. Still, you know, part of the experience of the map. But basically, that is Tazwell County in a nutshell. Let me know in the description what you think. I've been watching this map's development over at FSUK for quite a while, and was really excited to hear that it had been uploaded to the Mod Hub, and even more excited to see that it had made its way out to the final release. Like I said, let me know in the comments what you think of the map. Those that like American style maps, you've been treated with quite the bevy of maps as of late. All kinds of maps are coming out for American style farming tastes, and it doesn't sound like we're going to get a break in map releases, because we've got several other really great maps that have lots of potential coming out very, very soon. I'm not going to talk about them in this video, because this map deserves all the attention of this video. So here we are coming up to that power distribution. You can see all of the high tension lines and towers all converging in on this point. It's well past the map boundary, but still it's visible. It's not like you've got this flat 2D curtain to deal with. Going up to some residential areas. Show you this. This is pretty sweet. Got a kind of a long drive and kind of a nice looking estate house back here off this drive. Pretty cool. With that, I'm going to leave you guys to download the map and explore the rest of it yourself. So until next time, guys, happy farming.